Greetings. Hope this finds you well. So, really, there are obviously so many just sad and heart wrenching stories coming out of Gaza of whole families being killed and murdered by the Israeli settler colonial apartheid regime. And then there was this story yesterday of the um, Al Jazeera's Gaza bureau chief. His family was in a refugee camp, I believe, in the south part of Gaza, and they were seemed like targeted in a airstrike, um, which it seems like retaliation, honestly, for Al Jazeera's coverage on this because Tony Blinken, the U.S. Secretary of State, was recently in contact with the Qatari government who funds Al Jazeera, the outlet. It's a Qatari-based outlet, obviously, reporting from different places all over the world and different coverage to tone down their coverage of the conflict, the ethnic cleansing genocide that Israel is perpetrating against the Palestinians, particularly in Gaza, but the other occupied territories as well, to tone down their coverage of that. And then you have this Al Jazeera's um, reporter, this Gaza chief for Al Jazeera, being targeted, being murdered. So his whole family, Jesus Christ. Family of Al Jazeera Gaza bureau chief killed in Israeli air raid. Attack kills daughter, wife, and son. Obviously, having your partner, your wife killed would be horrible, but I think the thing, obviously, any parent doesn't want to see is the death of one child, let alone two, at the same time. You can't fathom what Wael Dahdouh is going through. It's going through. 7-year-old fucking daughter, just indiscriminately, in a targeted murder, right? Because of who their father is, because his father is on the ground reporting about the horrors and carnage, the death and destruction that Israel is inflicting on the people in Gaza. And his grandson, god damn. Footage aired on Al Jazeera showed Dahdouh entering the Al Aqsa Martyrs Hospital in Deir al-Bala on Wednesday to see his dead wife, son, and daughter in the morgue. And his grandson. Later, footage showed him holding the shrouded body of his 7-year-old daughter, Sham, seeming to speak to her as he looked at her bloodied face after the attack on the Nusrat refugee camp. And again, it needs to be pointed out, a vast majority of people in Gaza were refugees to begin with, and it's like over 60% of people in Gaza have been displaced from their homes, 1.4 million people since Israel continued this ethnic cleansing genocidal effort, after October 7th. We had our doubts that Israeli occupation would not let these people go without punishing them, and sadly, that is what happened. This is the safe area, and no part of Gaza is safe, unfortunately, that the occupation army spoke of. Dahdouh's grandson, Adam, was declared dead 2 hours later. Some members of Dahdouh's family, including a toddler granddaughter, survived the attack on the house they were staying at the Nusrat refugee camp south of Wadi, Gaza. Operations are going to rescue some people from the wreckage of the home. Goddamn, dude. Fucking A. Son was injured. He had a serious injury to his head. Yeah, and then like that, yeah, just complete chaos and carnage all over. Brought to you and paid for by the U.S. government too, unfortunately. Indiscriminate assault, right? But this one maybe was targeted. Yeah. Their home was targeted in the Nusayrat camp in the center of Gaza, where they had sought refuge after being displaced by the initial bombardment in their neighborhood following Netanyahu's call for all civilians to move south. It's heartbreaking to be reporting that Wael's family and to see how broken he is. He calms everyone. He speaks to us like a big brother, not just a bureau chief. He didn't leave Gaza City. He stayed despite all the threats and warnings and didn't stop for 19 days in a row. He said, I must be here in Gaza to report about these people who are getting bombed every day. He didn't give up on them. He didn't want to leave. And then they targeted his family with this airstrike, which they've been going after, press repeatedly. They've done that for, seems like time immemorial at this point, right? But goddamn, just the level of depravity in this, Zionist regime and the reporters and their supporters in the West knows no bounds, does it? Knows no bounds. So sad. It's over, I think, 7,000 people have been killed in Gaza, close to 3,000 children, close to 20,000 injured, less than 3 weeks. More children in a couple days had been killed in Gaza than since Russia invaded Ukraine 18 months ago in a couple days. So fucked up on every level. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free.